All right. Let's talk about Gamescom stuff. So, game. Just did a massive stream with the boys, and of course, links. Thank you for everyone that was in part of that. So let's talk about I'm going to do a full trailer breakdown of this obvious trailer at another video, but this is specifically talking about gold because right now, I mean right now, all over Twitter, everyone is going, where is gold? In fact, I actually saw Mortal Kombat Gold trending at one point on Twitter today. So obviously we'd known, like some of us had known about the leaks, we just didn't talk about it until the official confirmation earlier. Obviously they have added Sub-Zero Sub-Zero mythologies and of course special forces into the game, which both myself and Total MK and a few others have also predicted accurately, just based on, you know, the sort of like the hype machine. But I want to specifically talk about the elephant in the room, and that is there being no Mortal Kombat Gold. What is Mortal Kombat Gold? Mortal Kombat Gold is essentially the ultimate version, just like Ultimate MK3 was to MK3. Mortal Kombat Gold is that version to MK4. It was only available on the Sega Dreamcast, right? So we couldn't actually get it any other way unless you actually had a Sega Dreamcast. Now, I just want to show you something because this is very interesting, and I picked this up. There's actually a couple of things that I picked up, and where I believe that it's not over. It's not over yet, right? There's a part here when they're scrolling through the games, all right, and they stop right before. So you scroll across. Now notice this, right? This is a hopium video, by the way, right? Notice that these games, when you've got it selected at all at the top, by the way, slick fucking menu, right? Slick menu. When you're scrolling across, right, you can see over here, Special Forces box, yeah? But it doesn't go beyond that. Now, this is the reason why they're all laid out like this when it's scrolling through is the exact timelines that these games actually were released. So we actually got Mythologies first, then MK4, because it was the same year, but I think it came out earlier in the year first. Someone correct me. And then, obviously, after MK4, right, arcade version, we then got Special Forces, right? Now, obviously, they made home versions, yeah? But if they put gold in there, you don't need the home versions. You don't need home version MK4, PS1, or N64, or the PC version. MK Gold will tick all of those boxes completely. You don't need them, right? But it's interesting how this trailer stops here and doesn't scroll over even another slot, because what if there is gold at the end there, right? You think about it, gold, the color, it's the currency everyone wants. Everyone always wants gold. It's the most glamorous thing, right? Now, there's another thing too I'm going to add in here as well, right? Because again, you know, I love the hopium around here, and it's all very exciting. Absolutely phenomenal trailer. And we'll just keep this running in the background now. Now, this image here, which showcases all the pins that you can pick up at the events, the 4 events for their tour. I want you to notice something, right? These are all the colors, and we have surmised for a while that these colors are actually in line with the releases that they have given us. Red for Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero with blue, Mortal Kombat Special Forces. If they made it green, it would have been too easy. But as Dragoon pointed out, because Jax wears purple pants, they made it purple, right? And then it leaves us the last one. Now, it's orange. Yeah, it's definitely orange, although the text and Legacy and of course MK also is in a goldish font color. But again, just like throwing us off with Jax's pants, because they thought, nah, it's going to be too easy, then we'll do it with this. Now, this was the Gamescom trailer. Not final trailer, Gamescom trailer. Now, if you do go to Twitter and their official page, it says the full lineup, right? But Digital Eclipse have been saying for the longest time that they love secrets. Well, there's a secret hiding in plain sight right here. Don't know what I'm talking about? Check this out. As you can see here, right under where it says Legacy Collection on the orange arcade cabinet pin, there's a gray, like, you know, sort of almost like jaggy point. Well, if anyone owns the Mortal Kombat 4 font, or look up Mortal Kombat 4, the font of it, like even just the arcade logo. In fact, you know what? I'll actually load it up, right? Because this will just be the easiest way to show you. It's actually the very same layout. Now, obviously, it's been saying this whole time, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this, I think, is actually a little bit telling. I think it's a little bit telling, right? Because MK Gold is MK4, right? It's MK4, okay? Let me just get the logo for Mortal Kombat 4. I should have it. Where is it? Oh my god. Hang on. I am trying to find it. But for those that are, yeah, as I was saying, for those that don't know, MK4. Why have I not got? I've got every other Mortal Kombat logo except for MK4s. Hang on, I'm scrolling through. I've got a ton of logos here. Did I save it a long time ago? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. Shit. I'm having a look. Anyway, but it is 100% the number 4. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yep. It is 100% number 4 for the logo, right? Look at that. Just turn it on its side and it's the same thing. Okay? Now, here's where I am keeping the hope alive, right? If they ignore any of the comments, any of the questions asking for MK Gold, they ignore it all the way up to PAX, I'd almost guarantee they're going to announce Gold. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. But they are very much on the up and up when it comes to knowing what everyone's wanted. They knew instantly, yeah, we've got to have Trilogy in there. But they also knew to tell a story to have Mythology Sub-Zero and Special Forces. Even if Special Forces is bad, it doesn't matter. It's got to be in there to tell the story. Well, what's the one game that's missing that actually helps complete the story? Gold. Right? And I just realized something. Right? When you look at the Mortal Kombat logo, so let's look at the logo here, right? What are the colors in the font and the dragon? Orange and red. Orange and red. The very first pin that you get was red. The last pin is orange or yellow, depending on what you decide to go with, right? So I think that if they ignore anything, if they don't come out with an official statement and say to everyone, by the way, listen, we know everyone's asking for gold. We couldn't get it in there in time. However, maybe keep an eye out for it, or maybe not. I don't know, right? Then yeah, that's gonna be very interesting, right? If they come out and they say that, at least we'll get official confirmation, not just with a trailer, but actually from them. And you might go, but Fate, this is official confirmation. Nah, it's not to me. You know why? Because they've been going on and on about secrets, fuck knows how long, right? And not giving the game away. Especially now, after people were leaking this stuff from Gamescom. If they've got gold, they are absolutely going to hold that close to the chest. Even if it's for a week. Now, how would I do a reveal for gold? Easy. That's fucking easy. We don't have a trailer showcasing the collector's edition. We don't have a trailer showcasing the deluxe edition and the stuff that's in it. So what I would do is I would come out and I would have a trailer showcasing. So it's going to be a release date trailer, right? So you start showing some other stuff, other gameplay, right? Maybe some bits and pieces that you haven't shown in here, right? You then show the things that are available. Actually physically show them. Put the controller on the Goro controller holder, opening the book for the lore stuff, you know, showing what's in that in intimate detail, right? Then you give us the release date. So that way you've shown everyone the cool shit. You give them a release date to let them know, quick, you got to get in, right? Because PAX, I think, when does PAX kick off? PAX kicks off in about a week, give or take, right? So it's still a little bit of time, obviously limited run games. They said only up until the end of August to pre-order. I still haven't got my collector's edition, but I'm getting it next week. So you could do that. You could advertise the game to purchase all the platforms it's available on, you know, and then at the very end, but wait, there's more. And then you do gold, right? And if you look at that montage here, because when they reveal these last two games, I want you to notice something. They zoom in to the bottom. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in to review, like to show these last two, right? Well, what if they show this whole thing again? Yeah. But with those two games at the bottom, and there's a last question mark at the bottom, right? Because the reveal for the question marks has been equaling 4. Almost. They've done 3 or 4. Right? They're center masked. Right? In the original trailer, we've had Trilogy 1. Mythologies, Special Forces 2, 3. There's one more to go. Right? I don't think it's an accident. I sincerely, like hopium here, I sincerely think that there's been a lot of misdirect. And they realized that by starting with Trilogy, getting everyone pumped, and then putting out these other things, but they know, and I said this, they can't, that Special Forces and Mythologies as a standalone release trailer is not enough. You've got to show other stuff. And I'm pretty sure I said, yeah, they'll probably have menus and stuff like that. Lo and behold, they showcase that. And then what you do is, because you know Gold is in Dreamcast jail, you leave that to last. You leave it to fucking last, man, right? You drop it with a release date. You drop it showcasing some of the versions you can buy. Maybe some extra shit. And then you do that. Hell, man, you could add people's reactions. You know, they could have a trailer where they've added in people's reactions. God, please don't put my face in there. Right? I sound like a fucking schoolgirl, right? Other people. But they could do a reaction trailer. Like they've done with other, like Warner Brothers and stuff have done with reacting to the MK2 movie trailer, MK stuff, you know, in general. They might have that to showcase the community reacting to it, you know, showcasing the stuff to buy, release date. But wait, we have one more surprise. WaveNet was a surprise. And in case anyone doesn't know, this was some sort of like very limited thing which allowed them to connect up what I believe was not only Ultimate MK3, but also some MK4 cabinets physically to play multiplayer. So you didn't have to stand beside each other. You could have one cabinet per person. But what made it interesting, from what I've been told, is that it made it so that Noob Saibot was a playable character in that very specific version of Ultimate MK3, right? So that was whoa, okay. But they know their shit. This is why I'm going to still hold out hope until we get official confirmation on a fucking stone tablet. Gold is not coming. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced yet. And I'm going to hold out hope on this channel until we know 100%, right? Just 100. I need that. I really need, you know what? I don't need the milk from the cow. I need the fucking cow, right? Just give me the cow. Give me the whole herd, right? I want that whole herd right now, or maybe in a week. So keep the hope up. Keep the faith up. Let's see what happens. And I'll catch you guys next time.